been a lot of excuses as to how Mar-a-Lago ended up with at least 11 boxes of classified documents. Now, some of these excuses range from, we had a standing order to declassify them, so they weren't classified to begin with, to, the FBI, you see what they did is they actually planted them. The documents that we declassified, so they weren't actually classified, the FBI planted. Okay. Oh, strange. Now, since, of course, none of those happen to be true, members of former President Donald Trump's White House are now throwing Mark Meadows under the bus. Now, not Trump specifically, at least not yet. But this is a report here from CNN analyst Maggie Haberman, as well as Glenn Thrush, Alan Fior, and Katie Benner. So now, a senior White House, a former White House, Trump White House source talked to the New York Times and basically said that, it wasn't Trump's fault. No, it was Mark Meadows. Wait, what? Now, according to two people with knowledge of the situation, Mr. Trump and his chief of staff, Mark Meadows, the man who oversaw presidential records in the chaotic closing days of the administration, had failed to organize an effort to collect, box, and deliver materials to the National Archives, as prior presidents, as well as Mr. Trump's own vice president, Mike Pence, did. So Mike Pence did everything that he was supposed to do as far as this material that I shouldn't have access to, since I'm no longer vice president, pack it up, ship it back, send it to the National Archives, we're good. They did all that, whereas apparently in Trump's White House, well, things got a little chaotic. Instead, apparently, they had focused on settling political grievances and going after personal grudges. In the weeks leading up to Mr. Trump's departure from the White House, officials discussed what to do about material that he had at various points taken up to the residence, Mar-a-Lago, and that needed to be properly stored and returned by then Staff Secretary Derek Lyons, known for trying to keep systems in place, had left the administration. Mr. Meadows said he would address such issues, according to a senior administration official. Oh, see, you know what? It wasn't Trump. He didn't do this. No. It was Mark Meadows. See, it's all that guy's fault. Look at stupid Mark Meadows over there. What a dumbass. He didn't do what he was supposed to do. Can't blame any of this on Donald Trump. No, even though somehow it ended up all these boxes at Mar-a-Lago. Now, look, there's some holes in this excuse. Number one, again, they took documents that were clearly marked classified to Mar-a-Lago. Now, look, I'll admit Donald Trump is lazy. And Donald Trump's not actually going to read through the document. You think Donald Trump, he didn't read while he was in the White House? You think he was going to read some of the stuff while leaving the White House? No, of course not. He doesn't read. And when he does, by the way, he's a one-pager kind of guy. He only reads tweets, I guess paragraphs with his name peppered in, because he's got to see the Trump name, maybe on some gold colored paper or in gold highlighter or something like that. But never really a full, pager kind of guy. But see, here's the thing. You don't have to sit there and read through paragraph in order to see the giant stamp that says classified. Any idiot can see that. Even Donald Trump, moron of morons, idiot of idiots, king of the dumb, can read one word, classified.
And then they say, "Is Donald Trump an intellectual? Trust me, I'm like a smart person."
He's like a smart person.
I'm cognitively there.
He's there. He's cognitively there. He can read simply one word, right? You can just read one simple word. Classified. What's difficult about that? Okay, but anyway, now the second problem is, all right, if you were somehow dumb enough to miss the whole point, or to miss the fact that these were clearly marked as classified, okay, or even on the boxes labeled classified, if you were somehow dumb enough to still move them to Mar-a-Lago, all right, fine. Well, here's the thing. The National Archives then said, hey, we've got we're missing a bunch of documentation, okay, some of which we believe may be classified. Would you please send it back? They subpoenaed Trump to try to return those documents. This was months before the search was actually authorized. Hey, Trump, we think you've got documents that belong to the National Archives. Please send it back. Just packet the material and send it. Now, they didn't do that. They sent some documentation back. They did return some of them, but then they didn't return the rest of them, and then lied about saying that we had sent the rest of them, sent everything back, and we don't have anything else. We don't have nothing. Now, at least one lawyer for Trump signed a written statement in June asserting that all material marked as classified and held in boxes in a storage area had been returned to the government for people with knowledge of the document said. It took a source inside of Mar-a-Lago to say, actually, no, there is classified material. I saw it. It's right there. I can direct you exactly where it is. Come get it. So, no, I don't believe they're excuses. Now, there is something in there that I do believe. Okay. I think it's totally possible that the focus was on settling personal scores before he left the White House. Of course, 100%, I believe that's possible. But you'd think that they would, understand that they shouldn't be taking this stuff. That doesn't belong to them. Oh, of course, then again, Trump loves to take things that don't belong to him. Of course. And now, maybe on that note, well, Trump could have taken advantage of the distraction and the chaos to make sure that he might be able to take some things that he could make money off of. You think Donald Trump's above selling state secrets for cash? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. No. Remember, Donald Trump has done everything that he has done for one thing, and that's to try to help him make money. Okay? Could you think of anybody who, would pay top dollar for U.S. classified materials? I can think of a few. I can think of the Russians. I can think of the Saudis. I think of all these, a lot of different countries that would be very, very interested to know maybe the nuclear capabilities of this country. Again, it's speculation, right? But I don't really think it's that far off. I mean, it's not like any member of the Trump family wasn't super friendly with, I don't know, Mohammed bin Salman, perhaps? The Saudi prince? Gee, I don't know. But, again, I don't think you can discount anything like that. I don't think that's off the table. Again, pure speculation on my part, and I will admit that. But let's get to my final point here. Look at the shift of blame. Going from, how dare you raid my house, to the FBI planted information. They planted classified documents during the raid of my house, even though we watched it over CCTV and we had our lawyers present. And by the way, those documents, they weren't even classified because I had already declassified that information. So, okay. And then, sure, they were classified documents, but you know what? It wasn't actually Donald Trump's fault. No, it was Mark Meadows. They dropped the ball. Innocent mistake. What a dummy. Coffee boy. Idiot. Moron, etc. Yesterday I talked about how Trump was like, we need to lower the temperature, okay? Even though FBI, totally terrible, witch hunt, Russia hoax, but we need to lower the temperature in the country. Well, now, I guess it appears that he, at least in my view, is trying to lower the temperature by saying it wasn't my fault. It was Mark Meadows. He's a dummy. That's what he is. How dare the FBI do this to me over a mistake made by my stupid subordinate? Can you believe how weaponized the FBI is? But I'm trying to lower the temperature. I'm trying to lower the temperature. No, it's any excuse that they can use to try to protect Trump from any consequences from mishandling classified materials. And to try to prevent him, ironically, from penalties that he himself would have imposed on anyone else who mishandled classified materials. So, yeah, how's that for irony? Maybe facing some sort of, I don't know, consequences that he caused himself, by actually taking those materials and then signing a law saying, "Oh, you're going to get prison time for taking materials."